Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
You are watching 7 at 7 from the Las Vegas Review-Journal.
Good evening, I'm Carrie Roper. Welcome to 7 at 7 p.m. for Tuesday, January 19th. We're bringing you 7 minutes of nonstop local news from the Las Vegas Review-Journal. Let's go ahead and get to our top story tonight. Top story is sponsored by Carnegie Heights. Breaking news as 7 women have filed a lawsuit against Brown's Gymnastics and its former owner. Terry Gray, one of the coaches, had access to young gymnasts, and now a lawsuit is being filed. In the 36-page complaint, these women allege that Gray had sexually, physically, psychologically, and emotionally abused them. Gray is now facing several felony and misdemeanor charges, including sexual assault and lewdness with a minor under 14. He remains free on a $50,000 bail and has pled not guilty to the charges. We'll continue to have more on this story as it develops. An under construction apartment complex that went up in flames early this morning is being labeled a complete loss. Renee Summerhour has more on the damage and what witnesses are saying. Renee?
Cary, Clark County Deputy Fire Chief Warren Whitney says damages are estimated to be between $25 to $30 million. He also said the wind-driven embers started other fires within a half-a-mile radius. The 206-unit Ely at Fort Apache complex was about 50% complete before it caught fire shortly before midnight. One homeowner says his trees caught fire because of the embers.
After that, it was just break out our hoses and put out our trees.
So your trees are on fire and you're using your garden hoses to put them out?
Yes.
The cause of the fire is still under investigation. For more updates on this story, log on to lvrj.com. Carrie?
Clark County hosted a remembrance for those who have died from COVID-19 today. The rotunda at the Clark County Government Center illuminated with 30 beams of light, one for each of the 100 people who we have lost as a result of the pandemic. Local officials talked about the impact on the community.
I don't think that any of us thought that we were going to be here 10 months later, but I do know that we have worked hard. We will continue to work hard as a community to help us get through this.
Attar Hasselbula is making history today as one of the first person of color to be named Executive Director of the American Civil Liberties Union of Nevada. The Las Vegas attorney took the helm earlier today. In a prepared statement, he said the ACLU has long been America's beacon of hope for all who have been impacted by injustice, and I look forward to leading Nevada's ACLU. Just a day ahead of President-elect Joe Biden's inauguration, President Donald Trump gave his farewell address. In it, he repeated his motto for the last 4 years, "Make America Great Again." He also wished the upcoming administration luck and thanked the American people.
To serve as your president has been an honor beyond description. Thank you for this extraordinary privilege, and that's what it is, a great privilege and a great honor.
Now it's time for a look at your weather. Today was a little overcast with some gusty winds with a high in the low 60s. Tonight we'll get down to around 50 degrees with partly cloudy skies. Tomorrow will be similar to today, though, because winds won't be quite as strong. Expect the high to be around 64 degrees with partly cloudy skies. Thursday and Friday will stay in the mid-60s, and we'll see some cooler temperatures coming to us this weekend.
Sports, sponsored by Scenic Brewing Company. With this sports update, I'm CassieSoto. UNLV has announced it will retain its Rebels nickname, but is retiring the Hey Reb mascot. The decision comes after a statue of the mascot was taken down from the main campus in June of last year. In a letter to the community, University President Keith E. Whitfield said, quote, "I have always viewed the term Rebels as a strong, nationally recognized brand synonymous with UNLV. I believe the word Rebel represents an attitude or spirit. It captures the essence of an iconic city that is unconventional and celebrates its independence, tenacity, and resiliency. There are no current plans to create a new mascot." Here's your sports betting update. The lines continue to tighten for Sunday's NFL Conference Championship games. The Green Bay Packers are down to 3-point home favorites over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers after opening -4 in the NFC title game. The Kansas City Chiefs are down to 2.5-point home favorites over the Buffalo Bills at some sports books after opening -3 in the AFC title game. The status of Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes is the key question for Sunday as he remains in the concussion protocol.
In your business news, sponsored by the Vegas Chamber, business owners in the Arts District are unhappy with a plan to turn a vacant parcel of land into a food truck lot. Our reporter Al Mancini has more.
The issue really depends on who you ask. If you speak to local business owners, they're going to tell you that it's about infrastructure or a lack of infrastructure, most specifically restrooms, which aren't included in the plan for this food truck park. Now, if you speak to the landlords, they believe it might have something to do with being against competition.
MGM Resorts is backing out of plans to buy the British gaming company Entain plc. The Las Vegas company said Tuesday that it would not revise its original $11 billion proposal. The deal would have given MGM Resorts full ownership of the sports betting and iGaming platform BetMGM. In your health news, the Department of Health and Human Services is reporting new numbers on COVID-19 that indicates a drop in average cases and deaths for Nevada. Our reporter James Schaefer has more.
Updated figures posted on the Department of Health and Human Services coronavirus website brought totals in Nevada to 263,972 cases and 3,792 deaths. New cases and deaths were both below the 14-day moving averages as of Tuesday, as were 2-week averages of daily reported deaths. The state data shows that the 2-week daily average of deaths has been declining steadily since it reached its high at 36 on December 30th. And finally, on Tuesday, Nevada reported 1,178 new coronavirus cases and 8 additional deaths over the preceding day.
In your lifestyle news, sponsored by Las Vegas Motor Speedway, hundreds of people lined up in Primm to purchase their last-minute chance to win the Powerball and Mega Millions lottery. Our reporter Kevin Cannon gave us a look at the line.
The first guy in line got here at 3 a.m. There's hundreds of people in line. It goes really as far as the eye can see. Mega Millions drawing is tonight, and so far it's up to at least 850 million. The Powerball jackpot is tomorrow night, and it is 750 million.
A group of local high schoolers are preparing to take the stage for President-elect Joe Biden's inauguration tomorrow. The Mariachi Joya group at Las Vegas High School will represent Nevada in the virtual parade, which features performances from communities in all 56 states and territories. The event will be live streamed Wednesday starting at 12:15 p.m. Pacific Time. That's all for today's 7 at 7 p.m. from the Las Vegas Review-Journal. I'm Carrie Roper. Thanks so much for joining us. Remember, you can get 7 minutes of non-stop news each weekday at 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. right on your phone on the RJ mobile app and lvrj.com. We hope you'll join us again tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Have a great night.
Review Journal Studio, sponsored by attorney Adam Kuttner. Get the maximum settlement as quickly as possible. This 7 at 7 update is sponsored by Pro Group Management. You are watching 7 at 7 from the Las Vegas Review-Journal.